banquette, banquet, banquette, banquette. You know what? How about booth? How about that? I didn't even know banquette was a thing. I've never sat in a banquette. I've always sat in a booth. But I'll tell you this, I have a customer who has this super awkward space in their house. And they called me to figure out how to make this a good space for their family to sit down and have a meal. So that's what I did. This is actually the 5th customer I've ever had ask me about building some type of L-shaped booth or banquette, and I've never had one actually commit to it until now. This wonderful couple is someone I go to church with, and they said that they have been waiting for me to build them something like this for quite some time, and I'm super pumped to make it happen for them. One cool thing about this booth, it's going to provide some storage underneath for pillows or sheets or tablecloths or whatever they may need. The hard part about that is the seat of this booth is going to be stained oak, whereas the rest of the booth is going to be painted white or cream. So I have to make this booth to where it will come apart for the separate finishing processes. For the back of the booth, I made everything a 10.7 degree angle because that's industry standard for the back of the booth. And if you believe that, that's awesome because I just made that angle up based on what I thought looked right. For delivery and install, this will be 2 big pieces as well as the table that I'm going to build with it. So I have to make it to where it'll come apart to fit in the door. I ended up putting the 10.7 degree angle on the back with my track saw. You could do this with a table saw as well. And it did get a little harder in the corner because you have a compound angle beaten at a 45. But as you can see here, it worked out pretty well. Bruh. Keep in mind the small piece of oak underneath here has to come out because I have to actually attach a piano hinge that will connect to the lid of the seat. So I have to be really careful here not to glue this to that. I also put small pieces of paper between them so that I had a small gap and that would make it easier to slide it out. Once the carcass is built, I plane down some maple to about a 1/2 inch to add for decoration and to cover up screw holes and some of the plywood edges. Kids and nail guns. What's not safe about that?
Go. Shoot.
Both ends of this banquette will be exposed. So I took a piece of maple down to 1/2 inch and cut it on a 10.7 degree angle to cap off each end. For the seat, I used white oak plywood and I'll do a cap on it to hide the exposed edges. I was unable to locate a piano hinge that was this long, so I actually just bought multiple piano hinges and cut off the excess. Let's try this thing out. 10.7 degrees, perfect. For the cap, I used 3/4 inch thick white oak. It's very important to make sure you apply plenty of glue here because we'll be getting in and out of the booth, and if they sit on the edge, you don't want that cap to break loose. haven't really mentioned that in addition to this banquette, I will be building a really nice dining table. I really wanted to focus on the banquet instead of the table, but I did show some clips here of kind of what I did. The table is built out of some 8/4 solid white oak, which is going to be absolutely stunning, and it's going to be sitting on a pedestal base. The color for the booth is kind of an antique white, which is what the customer requested. And for the oak, I did a provincial stain. I got this table base from Carolina Leg, and it came unassembled. I did go ahead and router some of the edges to give it a little softer look, and also re-sanded it before I applied the first coat of paint. I had trouble explaining this next part, so just watch it. Does it make sense now? Good. I was really having trouble there. I use threaded inserts in this table, and let me tell you, buy good threaded inserts. Do not buy the cheap Amazon ones. They break every time. So here's the space again. You've got an entryway from the garage on the right, a den to the left, and behind the camera you have the kitchen. It just created this open area where you couldn't really put a traditional table. So I'm really excited to see how this looks. For the most part, this install was not hard at all. And I know the family is going to watch this video, but I will say this, doing an install while being watched is absolutely nerve-wracking. If you've done this before, you know that it doesn't always go to plan, and you have to improvise. And sometimes that improv doesn't need to be seen by the customer, but fortunately for me, I didn't have to do anything too crazy on this one. This customer actually happens to be one of my good friends, and after editing this video, I realized he does talk a lot. Love you, Dave. With that being said, having him there was a huge help. I don't always have help on installs, so it was nice to have somebody standing there to give me what I need at any point. The table slid in like a glove, and man, look at the transformation of this awkward space. I am so happy with the way this turned out. And to make it better, a beautiful table to go in front of it. Absolutely stunning. Banquette. Thank you guys for watching this transformation. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you next time.
At some point, like cushions. Great.